welcome to another episode of Kingdom Women Talk, where we encourage, validate, and empower women to live life. Today we're going to be talking about forgiveness. Ooh. Really?
Lord.
I know. It's a loaded topic.
Yes.
Because we have so many different mixed emotions about forgiveness. But we invite you to come join us in on the conversation. Forgiveness, really. It's a great topic to discuss. However, people have different feelings about it. Some people to forgive, not to forgive. Some people forgive, don't forget. It's a lot of different just feelings and emotion and passion behind forgiveness, right?
I agree.
I seem to think that a lot of reasons that people don't want to forgive or feel like they can't forgive is rooted in fear. Fear that you're going to get me again. Fear that you caught me slipping. Right?
Mm-hmm. Or if I forgive them, that means it was okay what they did to me.
Yeah, that's a big one.
If I forgive them, then, as I heard such a wise person say, when they come back with the same kind of energy, same behavior that they had that I forgave them for previously, they show up with it again.
And it's almost like a slap in the face, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like, right?
Yeah. You forgave me for it once, but what they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Mm-hmm. So people take that to mean I'm not to forgive. Yeah. Because I'm not going to let you get over on me again. Yeah. So, one, we're expecting it. Almost like we're drawing it to us.
Mm-hmm. Like I can do whatever I want to do because I know you have a heart of forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take my kindness for weakness.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we don't want to play the fool's game. So it's been said many times. Like you said, Sheila, don't want to be caught, slipping. You said that, Londa, but Sheila, you were saying that you don't want to be taken advantage of, like a doormat, and I completely can relate to that. Just don't want to be so soft.
Yeah, because people feel like when you have a heart of forgiveness, sometimes that is an easy road to run over top of you.
Yeah.
Just because I want to forgive, right? Who wants to walk around with an all? That's me.
Yeah.
I don't like to carry all the time. I like to carry grudges. I don't want to walk around. But it doesn't mean I'm passive just because I'm able to forgive you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm allowing you to run over top of me just because I'm able to forgive you. Yeah. It's just that I have matured spiritually.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Absolutely.
That's what God requires of me.
Amen.
Right.
Yes.
He said, forgive those that trespass against you, that what? You may be forgiven.
Yeah.
So I understand it's an A and a B. It's like if you do this, then I'll do that. And so because I want I want to be forgiven by Jesus, then I understand that I must offer forgiveness.
Yeah.
Is it easy? No.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to. I just don't want. I don't have a reason. I just don't want to. And then I have to remind myself, come out your flesh.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself.
And like you told me, but just because I forgive you doesn't mean I have to be in a relationship with you any longer.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So if I know that you're the type of person that once I forgive you, you're going to take advantage of that, or you're going to go back to your old ways, or whatever it is, then I have to make a decision. Am I willing to put myself through that again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I done forgave you once, you know.
Yeah.
Am I willing to see if, I know God gives us all first, second, third kind of chances.
Yeah.
But I ain't there yet.
ourselves. Like some
Yeah.
people use forgiveness as
Yeah.
a way to protect themselves, but then sometimes we have to go with the I can forgive you, but we're never going to be besties again.
No,
we're
right.
not going to be in a relationship again
Absolutely.
because I have to protect
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the Bible tells us to guard our hearts. So we have to look out for our heart because we don't want it to wax cold or become hard.
Yeah.
It's all types of things that are attached to unforgiveness. You have bitterness that forms. You just have so much hatred, every anger. All those things are attached. Those are called spirits, and
Yes.
they do attach themselves to you, and they fester.
Yeah.
So you do want to be delivered from those type things, but to keep yourself guarded from even having those your heart exposed to it, you have to guard your heart.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do. But okay, so let's go in that vein. So I have to guard my heart, but do I guard my heart to the point that now I'm removed from everyone because now I'm suspicious of everyone?
Well, we done went beyond forgiveness then if that happens. I mean, we done went into the realm of I'm just going to isolate. I'm just going to stay away from people. I'm not going to deal with people at all because they'll hurt me. Well, that's life.
Yeah.
That is life.
That's life. Getting hurt, being disappointed, having sadness. That's life.
But part of not being able to forgive is people can't handle life, right? People always like the enemy this, the enemy that, enemy running this, the running. Sometimes it's just life. It ain't even the enemy. It's just life, right? So life is going to happen.
Yeah. I would like to say that, even as a part of processing, going through what I went through as far as my son's death, I had to quickly forgive
I was gonna ask
the
you
man that took his life.
Yes.
I did not want that attached in my spirit. I didn't want it ingrained for years, trying to get up out of that.
Right.
I had to quickly forgive. I didn't want it to fester. I didn't want it to linger,
Because it grows, right?
Yeah.
It starts as, I'm angry about this.
Yeah.
Right? This one situation. But the longer you let it sit there, then it becomes, that anger becomes, now you're angrier as the years, the months, the days go by.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Right there.
And you can't see any goodness anywhere. And you can't see any good in anybody anywhere.
Right.
And had you not been in a space of, look, I need to get rid of this, you wouldn't have been able to start the homeless because you probably wouldn't have looked at them like they don't deserve nothing.
Right.
Not dealing nothing.
Because that's that bitterness.
Yes.
That's
that
the
bitterness.
that can come out of homeless. But we have some people that's walking around in a truly unforgiving state.
Yeah.
Like have not forgiven things.
Yeah.
It's easy as our human nature sometimes is to push it, suppress it.
Yeah.
Right?
And we've got people who, I don't talk to them no more. I'll never forget them. Well, what y'all fall out about? I don't even know. It's been so long ago.
Now, you know what? You're right about that. And that is one of the craziest things that...
Like, I can't remember.
That is one of the craziest things. That it's been decades, it's been years, it's been months, that you can't even remember.
Yeah.
If we are at a place where I can't even remember, is the question even valid, forgiveness really?
Right.
Yeah.
It becomes, you can't forgive, really?
What is it you can't forgive if you don't remember what it is that you...
Correct.
Yeah.
That means you're
upset
just
with them
holding
about.
on
Right.
to being angry.
Yeah.
You know you was angry about something, so you're just holding on to that. For
Yeah.
what purpose does it serve?
Yeah.
Nothing, because that person you're angry with or not going to forgive, they living their
living-
best life, as the kids say. They're not thinking about you.
Not at all.
And
Not
you're
at
struggling,
Not
wondering
at
why
all.
life is so hard for you.
Not at all.
Wondering why you can't seem to get a leg up, or
Yes.
why you always get pushed back, or
Yes.
why the
Yes.
spirit of envy is on you so heavy. Because you're walking around with a spirit
Yes.
of unforgiveness.
And I also think that that is one of the biggest tricks of the enemy, because we can live this life walking it out, living on purpose, doing some amazing things, and yet when we leave this life and go meet Jesus,
Yeah.
and we have to give an account. Unforgiveness is one of the things that can hold
Yeah.
us back from getting
Yes.
into the gates
Yes.
of heaven. Right? No one should be worth that.
Correct.
There is nothing that
Yeah.
anybody can do that's worth that.
Mhm.
Because one, he tells me, if you want me to forgive you,
Yeah.
then I need you to forgive them.
That's right.
And then the other piece of it is I can't present myself to him with all. So you said something about relationships, right? Okay, I can forgive you, but I don't have to be in relationship. We talk about that all the time, right? You make a choice. Either you're
Yeah.
going to be in my circle or you're not going to be in my circle. However, even with making that circle, people choose not to be in relationship and still haven't forgiven, still haven't so
Yeah.
much as said, I understand, I've hurt you,
Mhm.
or I know I hurt you,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry for that.
Mhm.
Those words set free.
But then I think it goes back to what Sheila was saying. We're past unforgiveness at that point, or forgiveness at that point. We're now walking in pride.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're walking in pride. It's our pride that's not letting us go to that place to say, "Hey, I'm sorry. You know,
Right.
can we just squash this? Because it's been too long.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what-
Life ain't even promised. I don't even have time for that.
Right.
You know, let's just get past this and move on.
And move
And we
forward.
may not be as close as we ever were before. However, we know we've forgiven and the air is cleared.
Right.
And what if you miss somebody, that relationship, especially women, I ain't talking to her no more. Well, what did she do? Girl, I don't remember. But I ain't talking to her no more. She hurt my feelings, or she didn't invite me to this or whatever. Okay. Angie, why you didn't invite me to your so-and-so? Girl, I didn't invite you. Are you certain?
It's a misunderstanding.
Yeah. That
I
part.
swear I sent you an invitation.
Yeah.
It's a
That part.
So communication sometimes it's pride and sometimes it's just miscommunication.
And that's true.
Communication can, but again, pride prevents me from coming and saying,
Exactly.
Angie, did
Right.
you do this?
And you could say, girl, I sent you an invitation, and it's up to me to say, well, I didn't get it. But if you said, because I know who you are, if you said you sent me an invitation, I'm going to believe you. But I'm going to let you know I've been hot with you about that. Because I wasn't,
That's right. That's right.
But I miss you so much, and I love you, and I want us to get back to where we were.
Yeah.
But that takes maturity.
Yeah.
That's a mature sister-friend relationship right there that you just walked out.
But
It
that's
takes
what people are supposed to say that they are, especially those of us who are in the church.
Yes, we are.
Christians
We're
who
supposed
say
to
we're
keep
in
cleaning it up.
relationship with the Lord, but you mad at me because I didn't invite you to something, or I didn't speak to you. Maybe I didn't hear you, or
That's really good.
the little small things.
Yeah.
So then it kind of makes me tap into that a little bit because, I had to learn how to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to forgive. It's not something that it's either
We know automatically.
right, because
Yeah.
it can be something that's learned.
Mm-hmm.
It can be something that's taught. However, oftentimes that's not something that we teach. Right?
Yeah.
We teach please and thank you, but we don't teach forgiveness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We teach no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, but we don't teach how
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to forgive and how not to hold on to things.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, as we grow up, we see aunts,
Yeah.
auntie and uncle not talking, grandma and aunt not talking. We see aunts that are being held. We see grudges that are not held. We see that if you do something to me, what is my response?
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's because we don't teach our children how to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
We teach them
Yeah.
everything else, but do we teach them? My son was stubborn. He would never want to say, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, say you sorry. And mean it.
Yeah.
Right.
But everything is so superficial, and everything today is so, it's like, well, the kids will be kids, or that's just the way they are, or no.
Right. It's something that we can instill.
It's something that we can start doing. I bump into you in the grocery store with my cart. Oh, I'm sorry. Not should have been watch where she was going and keep going.
Right.
So
if
Yeah.
I don't have that, then can I have an authentic relationship with the Father?
No, I don't think so. I
don't
mean,
either.
I think that it will be difficult to cultivate that between you and the Father if you have an alt, or you have pride, or you have unforgiveness in your heart, it's definitely a weight that besets you. You definitely have to drop it, let it go,
You have
in order to be able to move forward and really, really experience the Father's love and experience
Yes.
the Father,
Yes.
period,
Yes.
on
Yes.
every level,
Yes.
to the degree that He wants you to experience Him.
Correct, because they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I do that if I'm holding on to,
Yeah.
I'm mad with you,
You can.
I got
Yeah.
a halt with you, but then I'm like, Lord, receive my prayer.
Yeah.
Lord, receive my worship.
Yeah.
Lord,
It's a whole block
hear me.
there.
It is a whole block
Yeah.
there.
Girl, that's a whole neighborhood. Talking about block. That's a whole neighborhood. The Lord is like, you got this whole radius of unforgiveness. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You're not going to hear from me today.
Lay it at the altar.
Right.
Go
Yeah.
get that straight.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I'll meet you on the corner of 5th and unforgiveness. But right now,
No parts. I'm done
Right.
with that, right?
Yeah, it's fit and
you
unforgiveness.
can't even get me to come. No.
But
No.
people don't even understand that. It took us a while to get that.
Yes.
To get that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest piece that pushed me into forgiveness is understanding that I cannot have a real authentic relationship with God without walking in unforgiveness.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was easy. It's not easy. Sometimes I'm still sitting there like, I know what I need to do, but I don't want to.
Now, girl, I've been there. A couple of years ago, that girl I was working with, y'all, I know I said something to her I shouldn't have said. And I felt I was in my right.
Yeah.
And the Lord instantly said, you need to ask that girl for forgiveness. I am not. No, I'm not, Lord. No, Lord, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it, and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Talking about couldn't sleep,
Yeah.
couldn't go to work. She looking at me, I'm looking at her. We can't correspond. I can't do my job properly.
Right.
The Lord is just convicting. Finally, I was like, okay, Lord, when you're ready for me to do this, then you speak for me, because what if she don't accept my forgiveness? That's the other big thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
What
too.
if she
We're gonna
don't
talk about
accept
that.
it? Then I'm looking foolish. And the Lord said, well, you're looking foolish already, because you are not obeying
Yeah.
what I've instructed you to do.
And you don't look like Christ. Right.
But I'm
And
trying to
what-
tell you, that's not godly.
Right. So, which means that if I'm on the other side and I know that you serve Jesus, you talk about Jesus, but you act like that, then I don't want your Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. It taints your witness.
Yes.
At that point, it taints your witness, whether you're trying to or not. It just
Yeah.
taints your witness, because we are walking this earth as disciples, and we're supposed to show the characteristics of God. But I like what you said, because it does get in the way. What if they don't receive me?
But that wasn't for me to worry about.
That's not
Yeah,
our
Because
business.
once I
We
told
want to
her,
control it
all
all. Right?
of it.
That's not our business. That's
is
between them and God. I
Amen.
did my
Yeah,
part. Lord, you said I
absolutely.
have to forgive. I
That's
forgive.
right.
I have no alt.
Mm-hmm.
once I
right.
walked up to her and said, can I talk to you? She was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I want to ask your forgiveness for what I said to you.
Did it come out slow or fast?
No, girl, it came out with tears.
Oh,
Right at work.
oh my
I mean,
goodness.
blubbering tears.
Oh.
And she was like, oh no, don't start crying. Of course I forgive you. And it was like, whoosh, whoosh,
Like a cleansing.
Martin, whoosh.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I was like, that's all it took.
That's it.
And we've been like this ever since.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
Wow.
Those 3 words took a no relationship. Y'all didn't even have a relationship
No,
prior
no.
to having an alt. And then just by saying, I'm sorry,
Please forgive me.
please forgive me, now y'all became good friends.
She loves me. I love her.
Wow.
Her son was murdered 2.5, 3 years ago. You know, we just, I mean, when we do correspond, it's like, she's like, I just love you. I miss you. And I'm like, Lord, this is only you. This
Yeah.
is you showing me when I'm walking as a disciple, when I'm walking in your light. This is what it means to
Yeah.
walk Christ-like. So now when people see me, when they were seeing us at work, first they were seeing us, we ain't speaking. You know, we're going at it in front of the patients and stuff, and now, hey, it's like the atmosphere just shifted.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really good. So then the forgiveness, not only is it something we're supposed to do, but it repairs relationships.
Yes.
It just really repairs or build, because y'all didn't have a relationship.
No.
So it literally built a relationship for the two of you all to cultivate. I really love that. I love that.
And I never fail, because she consults her psychic and Jesus. Can only have one, darling. But I don't love her any differently. I still push the word. I still pray. I still tell her I love her and her family. That's between you and God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can get in the way oftentimes in our own way, because we're trying to anticipate how we're going to be received.
Yes.
We're trying to anticipate what will be the response of forgiveness, when really we just need to forgive.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it doesn't cost us anything, and it doesn't gain us. You know, we're not losing anything. It only gains us something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I think you said it when you said that we don't lose anything. All we have is to gain, by way of, like you said, relationships, it being repaired and building as well. Because it can be, like I said a little while ago, a whole block there where, you know, not only are you not building relationships with those that are right here with you, but what about the Father? Like, you're praying every day, not that you shouldn't, but it's not even being received. You just completely have put a whole stoppage to the flow of you and God. Who's worth that?
Yes. And then a lot of people are like, I've heard people say to me, they're like, I want to forgive, but that person is not here. So then that lets me know the concept of unforgiveness is all backwards, because we're thinking, I have to track this person down to forgive them, or I need to knock on their door, or they need to be in the land of the living in order for me to forgive. Sometimes things have happened to us and those individuals are no longer with us. Things have happened to us, you know, as children, as adults, as young adults, that has happened that we can't track that person down. We never fully, I think the light bulbs came on for me is when I fully grasped the concept that forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It's all about me.
Yeah.
It's me maintaining a clean heart. It's me being able to coexist without every time I think, or reminisce about something that hurt me, that bothered me, that afflicted me, that emotionally is not tearing me apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember when you were working with me on our forgiveness. And I told you about the people that abused me physically, sexually, mentally. And you asked me, well, have you forgiven them?
You said nope.
I said nope.
And don't want to.
And don't want to.
Yeah, you did.
And she kind of paused. And I waited to see what she was going to have to say next, because I knew something profound was going to come out. And was going to all be in my favor. You know, like, girl, I understand. You don't have to. The Father, no, you know, something. She looked at me just as calmly and said, well, you know you're going to have to. What?
Yeah.
Well, they ain't here no more. They both dead, I think. I don't know. Probably. But I do believe they're both dead. So, you still have to forgive them.
Yeah.
And that took work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
It took work. That bumpy, cracky road, it took work.
It's because it's emotions that we don't, when something traumatic happens to us, if we don't address it, then we pack it away. Right? And
That's
along
true.
with that packing it away, we also pack up the option of forgiveness.
Right.
All that gets packed in the closet, and we close the door, and we're not going to visit that again. That's back there. I have built my wall up. I'm moving forward. Right?
I locked that door and threw away that key, and don't ask me where it is.
Yes.
So you think, because even though you have it, you know, locked away and the wall is there, doesn't mean that it's not still festering and growing.
It is still festering and
Because
growing.
all it takes is one little thing to trigger.
And when I asked her to deal with that, that's when I got the pushback. Nope, I'm not dealing with that right now. But she was open to it.
Yeah.
After we start talking a little bit more as to why, because it was about her.
Yeah.
It's so that you can be your best.
Yeah.
It's so that you can live your
Absolutely.
best life. So that you're no longer walking around with this heaviness.
Right.
Yeah.
And not knowing where is it coming
Yeah.
from.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
all this baggage that was being carried around, not knowing. And when we began to unpack that, it was rooted in all the things that led up to today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not only forgiving the people,
Mm-hmm.
it's also understanding that that is the best gift I can give to myself.
Amen.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That is so true. Like
Yes.
I was harboring, and I spoke about this before about my unforgiveness towards my father for not being there in my younger years and even now. But I had unforgiveness towards him, and my husband gave me like a great thing to do to help myself heal in the area, because I would see my dad from time to time just in a store or just in passing. Even when we were on vacation in Florida, I ran into my dad, and I hadn't seen him in years here in Virginia. Like,
Right.
how did that happen, Lord? But okay. So, but he had me to get cards. His idea was to get a card and just, write in the card. Every Father's Day, get a card. You may not give it to him right away, but when you see him, you at least know that you have them to give them to him. That can help you heal and get past that area of feeling like you're completely void,
Yeah.
And I know Father's Day can be, pretty difficult, any holiday really, if you feel like you are very close to your father, your daddy's girl.
Right.
That's a hard place to be in as a female.
Right.
Father roles are so
Yeah,
important,
they are.
so very important. And that was a difficult area for me. And he saw that, thank God, and gave me a way to, process that and get past that.
Well, look at all right now. There.
I know, right? He can come up with something good every now and then.
But we need things like
Yeah,
that,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Because when the traditional way does not work, that should not stop us from
No.
Yeah.
from forgiving. But the key thing is we have to want to forgive.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes we don't want to, and we got to understand why.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's because it's just too painful,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
too painful. Other times it could be, like you said, if I forgive them, I don't want them to think that I'm okay with that, or that they got away with it,
Yeah.
right? But isn't that kind of like emotional punishment?
But it's like,
Yeah, like an emotional timeout,
Right.
kind of.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put you on timeout until you show me you know how to act, and then I'll give you my forgiveness.
Yeah.
Right? Like almost you have to earn my forgiveness.
or you mentioned not wanting to go through the pain. You either need to go through it now because you're going to go through it anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to do it now, get rid of it, get over it, boom. Or little by little, like me, you go through it in the form of depression, anxiety.
Yeah. It rears its head in a
It rears
different
its
way.
head,
Yeah.
physical
Yeah.
body symptoms.
Yeah.
Not trusting this.
Yeah.
I mean, it becomes a long list of things. So you're still in pain.
But
Yeah.
nobody makes the connection.
No.
That's the piece. I could be walking in unforgiveness, not forgiving you for this, and not really realizing that the reason I'm this way is because of that. Or the reason I handle this relationship like this
Yeah.
is because of this that happened to me. Nobody's making the connections that all of that is rooted in the fact that I'm still carrying all of that,
Yeah.
rather than forgive so that I can be free. And that's why I said it's the best gift you can give yourself, because it loosens
Frees
you
you.
from all that stuff and frees you in these
Yeah.
other relationships.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like- but it takes the work.
And that's what a lot of us don't want to do.
It takes
We don't
the
want to do the work. It's too hard. I'm afraid that if once I start, I'll just fall to pieces. Well, you're falling to pieces already.
already. All right. But can we talk about the age-old saying, every household has probably heard it, I forgive you, but I won't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Can we
Yeah.
You're
talk
not
about
forgiven.
that? You're not forgiven.
You haven't forgiven if you don't forget. Because doesn't the word say, that the Lord forgives and throws into the sea of nothingness?
Mm-hmm.
Never to remember?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Who am I, that little old me, that I'm never going to forget it? I'll forgive you, but I'm never going to forget it. Really? But the way my mind has been working lately is
It's gone.
it's gone. It's like, yeah, you forgiven. What did you do? It's like, never mind, I don't even want to know.
You said I forget anyway.
Right.
Oh, don't even remind
No.
me.
Did I say I forgave you? Then we good.
But you are so right.
Right.
You're right. It's like, who do we think we are? I
Yeah.
forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. Like, we're doing something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm checking you.
And they just gonna say, okay, and just go about their merry way.
Yeah,
So
that's
again,
about it.
what did I do?
Yeah.
I'm still sitting here like a sad sack of potatoes.
Because I keep remembering.
I can't remember what I'm mad at you about.
Or
that
I
won't
keep
forgive
rehearsing
you.
it every day.
Yeah.
When I see them, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. Well, maybe that's what happened, cause
But I think the rehearsing part of it that festers or that plays over and over in your mind is just a way of the enemy keeping it fresh on your mind
Yes.
so that you can stay in that place.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because who wants that? I forgive you, but I never forget. That says I'm going to always remind myself. I'm always going to keep it at
Yeah.
the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it down somewhere so I can keep looking at it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tattoo it on my forehead.
Correct.
So when I walk down the street, here she come, y'all.
Absolutely.
I don't forgive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like,
I forgive, but I ain't gonna forget, lady.
right. But who wants to torture themselves with that?
That's what it
Over
is.
It's a lot
and
of them
over
out there.
and over. So you see how we can take one cliche that we've all heard it, we grab hold of it,
And
right?
use it as a principle.
And we pass
use
it down to
generation
our
to
children.
generation. Absolutely. So
What
now we're like,
what you mean you fooling with Miss Johnson's daughter? We don't deal with that family. Well, Mom, what do you mean you don't deal with
because
that
they
family?
have a halt.
Because they did. Well, I can't remember what they did, but we ain't had nothing to do
Right.
with them in the last 10 years.
Right.
Well, what's that got to do with me? You a part of this family. You don't do nothing with that family.
That's interesting that you said that because I had a conversation similar to that a couple of weeks ago, and it was along the same lines. If I'm mad with them, then you be mad with them too. So now you're telling me, who I don't have no alt, I need to get an alt.
So you got
Yeah.
one.
Or take on your alt.
I need to take on your alt.
Yeah.
Get an
I'm
alt.
gonna have one with you.
Or they're gonna have an alt with me
Yeah.
because I won't just be mad with someone or
Yeah.
discount the relationship or end the relationship because as a family.
But that's between y'all two. That ain't gonna
Exactly.
Correct. But you see how these things that we're in our family were dynamics in our family
Yes.
relationships,
Yes.
the things that we're passing down, the things that we're showing our children and our
Yes.
children's
Yeah.
children,
Yes.
you know, the things that, and it has nothing to do with the principle that we should stand on, which is Jesus expects for us to forgive.
Forgive.
Yeah.
Forgive so I can forgive you.
Yes,
Yeah.
He expects for us to
He
live
does.
a life that's free of alt.
Because I tell you,
Yeah.
I do not want to go stand before him and he said, hey, remember such and such? Lord. You sure? You sure you don't remember?
Wouldn't that be about like the most embarrassing conversation to have to explain to Jesus why you and sister so-and-so
Yeah.
don't get along and you can't even remember why y'all don't get along, but you know
But
y'all
you in
been mad
church
for 10 years?
praising me.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that like, to me, I can't, it's a lot I'm going to have to account for, but one thing I'm not going to account for is
Yes,
some
Lord.
foolishness about
Unforgiveness.
why we're not talking about unforgiveness.
Yes.
Right.
That, yeah.
That's
part,
not something. Oh my
And all
God.
them other ones, the Lord probably, I can let you slide.
We're not going to do
But that one right there,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're definitely.
Stage left, exit to that gate right there.
Yeah.
But you're not coming in
You
here.
got my sorry quick. You know, I'm sorry. You said I stepped on. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you look like you offended.
But-
because the Bible also tells us if we think that we have
Yeah. Offended.
caused an offense, then we should
That's right.
offer our forgiveness. So it
Does.
works both ways. It's not just when I know I did it. It's when I think I did it.
And
Yeah.
mean it.
And you do have to mean it. But that kind of goes back to what we tapped into a little bit ago was when I think it was a scenario about not getting invited. I think I might have done something to you because you act funny.
Yeah.
You don't call as much.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, when I in your presence, you just kind of, hey, you know, which is out of the norm. So we got to pick up on those cues
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
willing to
Mm-hmm.
not be so prideful and explore. Hey, you all right? Did I do something to you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I noticed when I
Yeah.
saw you the other day, you was moving quick. Normally you and I talk. Are we good?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be willing
Mm-hmm.
to explore that, which is another way that we can stay free of walking in unforgiveness.
Yeah.
And once we do that, if that other person isn't willing to come, be forthcoming, you saw that, Lord, right?
I did what I was supposed to do.
I made an attempt.
Yeah.
Right, Father?
That's right.
Just
But
wanna mark it down.
make sure you offer your forgiveness
That's
in
right.
your attempt, okay? Don't
Hey,
walk
look,
away
if
without
I did anything to you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm sorry.
that. Absolutely.
Good God.
Yes, she is. I know that's right.
I'm not mad about that either. It's serious, and as we get closer to these last days, it's even
It really
more
is.
important.
Yeah.
We're seeing that life is short for everyone. People
It's
are
but a
passing away
vapor.
every single day.
Yeah.
So it's important. Get it right.
Mhm.
Right. You don't. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone.
Mhm.
Get it right for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's not about
Most
the other
importantly.
person. Get it right for yourself.
Mhm.
If there's anyone that you think that you may need to forgive, if there anyone you think that you may have offended, you know, we just encourage you. Offer them your
Yeah.
forgiveness.
Yes.
Offer your forgiveness.
Absolutely.
That you can be free. That you can walk
Completely.
in freedom.
Mhm.
Right?
And forgive yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Self-forgiveness is a plus. You know, we walk around with a lot of
Mommy guilt, daddy guilt.
didn't do enough for so
Didn't
and
do
so.
enough.
My kids,
Yep.
you know, forgive yourself because again, we are spiritual beings in human form,
Yeah.
and we're doing the best that we can. Forgive yourself, forgive yourself, forgive yourself
Yeah.
while you're in the business of forgiving, and then get on with the business of living.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, KWT family, for joining us for another episode of Kingdom Women Talk. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Women Talk.
Yeah.
Until next time, remember, if you believe that you need to offer forgiveness to someone, give them a call, send them a letter.
Yeah.
Pick up that phone, postcard, whatever you have to do to just let them know that you're sorry for whatever may have transpired between you. It's the best gift that you can give to yourself.
Amen.